Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia Mufa and in today's video we are going to be reading a story called Divorce Prescription. So if you are new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking this video. We are currently reading a story about Adam Alvarez and Celine Tate called Divorce Prescription, and it's a misguided love story. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate it. Trust me, I do appreciate it a lot. I do. And we're not going to waste much time. So the last time we ended at chapter 59 and today we are going to continue from there. So we are going to start from chapter 60. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, what are you waiting for? Do subscribe now. It really helps a lot. And please share your opinion in the comments. It really helps. I want to know what you think about the story. It's very important. So let's jump into it. So we are starting from chapter 60. Someone walked in. Celine quickly lunged at that person with the silver needle in her hand, but she missed. The person swiftly dodged her and grabbed her wrist. Celine, what are you doing? His voice was cold with a hint of anger. Guys, I think I made a mistake. Celine froze and the needle slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor. It was Adam. Why are you here? She asked. Adam released his grip on her wrist. He carefully scanned the room and his gaze quickly landed on Hansel. Who is he? Adam had noticed Hansel sneaking around and following Celine downstairs, so he decided to follow him upstairs. Adam have now turned to FBI. Just as Celine was about to respond, she heard footsteps approaching from outside. It was time for Lucy to face the consequences of her actions. She grabbed Adam's arm and quickly pulled him behind the curtains. The door slammed open and someone walked in. What? Adam started, but she immediately cut him off. Shh, be quiet, she whispered urgently. Back in the hall, Carly, Hayden, Lucy, and Sonia were happily chatting with several businessmen. Wayne and Hazel, on the other hand, stood off to the side, their eyes filled with jealousy. Tracy is so much more talented than Carly. All Carly is good at is flirting. She just got lucky with Mr. Alvarez. Look at how proud Hayden and Lucy are now, Hansel grumbled. Wayne quickly comforted her. Don't worry, Tracy will surely find someone as successful as Mr. Alvarez. Both Wayne and Hazel had high hopes for Tracy's future partner. They were determined not to lose out to Hades and Lucy's family. Suddenly, a sharp scream echoed. Suddenly, a sharp scream echoed through the hall. Everyone in the hall froze. Memories began to spread as everyone started to grow curious about what had happened. The corner of Lucy's lips tugged upwards. She eagerly anticipated the drama to unfold. I'm sorry about that. Just then, Carly grabbed her arm. Mom, is this your doing? She asked. Lucy chuckled. Mr. Alvarez and Celine will be finalizing their divorce very soon. You are going to be Mrs. Alvarez. Carly smiled. You are the best, Mom. Lucy then turned to Hayden. Honey, why don't you stay home with me tonight? He pulled her closer. As long as you can handle this well, I'll do whatever you want. Lucy sighed in relief. Then she turned to the crowd and began her act. What's that noise? It sounds like it's coming from the room. I'll go check and see what happened. The crowd quickly followed behind her. Let's go check it out too. Wayne and Hazel were also followed suit. Soon, everyone was gathered outside the door. A maid, one of Lucy's accomplices, stood outside the door. Lucy rushed up to her and asked, who is inside? Mrs. Tate, I saw Celine going in there. Celine? The crowd murmured in disbelief. Isn't she the country pumpkin? She's not having an affair in there, is she? Sonia slammed her walking stick on the door angrily. I knew she was a disgrace. How dare she cause trouble at my birthday banquet? Lucy and Carly exchanged a quick, satisfied glance. All the influential people in Mercy City were here today. If Celine were caught in the act, her reputation would be completely destroyed. Lucy pretended to show a deep concern. I don't believe that Celine would do something like that. I need to see it for myself. With that, she opened the door. Inside, there were two figures entangled in the bed. Hansel was on top of a woman, ripping her clothes off. So guys, I also want to alert you guys about something. So a lot of people believe that this divorce prescription story is actually about me. It's not about me, guys. Please. This story is not about me. It can be that it's not even a real story, okay? People don't usually write a story that they have experienced, or do a lot of people write stories that they have experienced. But this story is not, it's not about me. It has nothing to do with me. I'm sorry about that. Please, this story is not about me. This story is not about me, okay? It has nothing to do with me. And even if it does, do you actually think that everything that I'm saying in this story do you actually think that everything in this story actually happened to me, or Do you actually think that everything in this story is real, is something that I have experienced? No. So it's not about me, okay? It's not about me. It's not a true story. And even if it is, it's not about me. So let's go to chapter 61. The woman beneath Hansel struggled desperately. Let go of me. Someone help. She cried out. Lucy's heart surged with excitement. This was exactly what she had envisioned. Celine, I can't believe you were having an affair here. I'm so disappointed in you, Lucy exclaimed. Is that really Celine? How shameless, someone in the crowd murmured. Wayne and Hansel, who stood in the corner, watched as the scene unfolded with detached amusement. They couldn't bother less about Celine. She was nobody to them. Mom, Celine is a disgrace to the family. We should disown her, Wayne commented coldly. Sonia too seemed to agree. Just then, the woman beneath herself finally managed to escape from his grasp. Her tears, her tears streak face. Yes, okay. Her tears streak her face. So there was a mistake here. Her tears streak her face finally became visible. So okay, I think it's correct. Her tear streaked face finally became visible. Mom, Dad, it's me. Please help me. Someone, please help me. At that moment, Wayne and Hansel froze on the spot. Their eyes widened in shock as they recognized the woman. It wasn't Celine, but Tracy. Oh gosh, Tracy! Hansel screamed as she rushed forward to pull Hansel from her daughter. Oh, of my daughter. Oh my God, Tracy was the one with the man. Hansel quickly stepped forward to shield her daughter. Shut up, my daughter doesn't even have a boyfriend. She would never do such a thing. Wayne asked anxiously. Tracy, tell us what happened. Tracy immediately burst into tears and clung to Hansel. Mom, I don't know what happened. A maid spilled wine on my dress, so I came upstairs to check. The moment I stepped inside the room, this man suddenly pounced on me and tried to take advantage of me. Both Wayne and Hansel were furious. They had high hopes that Tracy would marry someone as successful as Adam. But now, being caught in bed with another man, her reputation was utterly ruined. To make things worse, all the most influential figures in Mercy had personally witnessed this incident. Wayne turned to Hansel and kicked him hard in the side. Who are you? Answer me. Hansel, still groggy from being grown in pain. He immediately turned to Lucy for help. Auntie Lucy, please save me. Auntie Lucy. Hansel's gaze snapped toward Lucy in disbelief. Her face turned red with fury. Lucy, is this scumbag your nephew? She demanded. Lucy's face turned pale. Her heart dropped. I can explain. She shuddered nervously. Lucy, today is Mom's birthday banquet. Why did you suddenly invite your nephew here without telling anyone? What on earth were you planning? Hansel roared. Before Lucy could reply, Hansel rushed forward and slapped Lucy hard across the face. The sound of the slap echoed throughout the room, leaving everyone stunned. Lucy was shocked. She immediately reached out to her stinging cheek. Hansel Miller, have you lost your mind? How dare you slap me? She screamed. Chapter 62. Lucy, this is all you're doing, wasn't it? You planned for your nephew to ruin my daughter's reputation at the banquet. How could you be so cruel? Carly stepped forward to explain. It's not what you think. Get away. Hansel shoved her aside. Carly stumbled backward, hitting her head on the wall. A red mark quickly formed on her forehead. Lucy immediately pulled Hansel by the collar. How dare you hit Carly? Hansel didn't back down. She grabbed a fistful of Lucy's hair and... Actually, I'm going back and forth with the story. That's why... Lucy immediately pulled herself by the collar. How dare you hit Carly? Hansel didn't back down. She grabbed a fistful of Lucy's hair and clawed at Lucy's face. Who do you think you are, Lucy? You are nothing but a slut that married your own brother-in-law. As the Tate family rose to prominence over the years, Lucy's scandalous past was slowly forgotten. However, Hansel had brought it out to the open once again. The crowd broke into whispers. Wait, Lucy married her brother-in-law. You didn't know? Lucy's first husband was the Tate family's eldest son, Aaron. After he died, she married his younger brother, Hayden. I can't believe she slept with both brothers. That's insane. Lucy was furious. She snapped. Shut up, you bitch. I'm going to... Sorry, guys. I'm not going to use that word on YouTube. Lucy... Shut up, you... I'm going to kill you. The two of them went at each other, clawing at each other's face and yanking at each other's hair. Just as Hayden wanted to break them apart, Wayne stormed in and landed a punch square on his face, leaving Hayden with a nosebleed. I can imagine how it looks. At the same time, Tracy grabbed onto Carly's arm and they began shoving at each other. Soon the entire room descended into chaos as two families continued to fight each other. Sonia stood frozen on the spot. She couldn't comprehend how her birthday banquet had spiraled into such chaos. Stop it, stop fighting, she shouted desperately. Suddenly, there was a cloud crash. Lucy and Hazel had crashed into the banquet table, sending the tired birthday cake tumbling onto the floor. My cake, Sonia cried out. This one is more concerned about her cake than her two sons fighting on. Oh my God. Before she could recover, the two women crashed into the grief display table, knocking over the delicate painting Adam had gifted her. The painting fell onto the ground and was subsequently trampled over and shredded into pieces beyond repair. Sorry, guys. It's so funny. Sonia sank to the floor as she cried out, "My painting, stop fighting, please. It's supposed to be my special day today." She was devastated. Amid the chaos, Celine, who was still hidden behind the curtain, watched coldly as everything unraveled before her. Oh my God. The Bible says that 1,000 may fall at your side and 10,000 at your right hand. But the word of God says that, but it will never come near you. Only with your eyes shall you shall you watch and see the reward of the wicked. So that's exactly what is happening right now. She had managed to bribe a maid to spill wine on Tracy's dress. That was all she had to do to set the stage for this charade. She watched as the two families locked up in a brawl, and a bitter smile appeared on her face. Nobody knew better than her the hypocrisy and selfishness of these people. If she had been the one caught in such a compromising situation today, the two families would have quickly teamed up to bring her without any hesitation. So anytime they plan, my brother, my sister, it will always backfire to them. And you just be sitting somewhere watching it unfold. That's how God works. However, when their own stakes were on the line, they didn't think twice about turning on each other. Sonia's 80th birthday banquet had turned out much more dramatic than Celine had anticipated. A glint of satisfaction flashed across her eyes. Suddenly, a deep voice interrupted her thoughts. "Could you remove your hand now?" Celine froze. She had completely forgotten that Adam was hidden behind the curtain with her. To make matters worse, she had been covering his mouth the entire time. She realized that her palm was now resting against his soft lips. Celine quickly pulled her hand away. Sorry, guys. Adam's sudden appearance hadn't been part of her plan. She still couldn't figure out what he was doing there in the first place. Wasn't he supposed to be with Tracy? Adam reached up to loosen his tie. "Celine," he called out to her. "Yes." Adam stared fixated at her. "I feel unusually warm." Celine looked at him, puzzled. It was only then that she realized his usually cold gaze was now clouded with something else, desire. Her heart sank. She realized that Adam must have inhaled the traces of aphrodisiac lingering in the room. Chapter 63. "Mr. Alvarez, you must have accidentally inhaled the traces of aphrodisiac lingering in the room." Celine gasped. Adam pressed his lips tightly together. He had already sensed something was off with his body when the two of them hid behind the curtain. Her body lightly pressed against his and her soft palm covered his mouth. He couldn't help but feel a surge of heat course through him, igniting an uncontrollable fire within. It was definitely the aphrodisiac. Adam grabbed Celine by the arm and pulled her with him as he exited the room. As they made their way out, the room was still in total chaos. The guests were too focused on the fight between the two families to notice them. Adam led Celine out of Tate Manor and into the Rolls Royce. "Where are we going, Mr. Alvarez?" Leo asked. "Westwood Villa." This was the first time Adam had even brought Celine to Westwood Villa, his private residence. So Westwood Villa is where Adam do all his naughty things. She had never been allowed inside before. Ironically, it took an unexpected turn of events for him to bring her here now. Adam brought her to the master bedroom and instructed, "Stay here, don't wander around." Like she's a baby. Celine nodded. "Okay." Adam then made his way to the study. Inside, he removed his blazer, hoping that it would cool him down. Leo stepped in a low voice. He said, "Mr. Alvarez, I've investigated. Lucy was the one who set up the aphrodisiac at the banquet today. She planned for her nephew, Hansel Garcia, to ruin Mrs. Alvarez's reputation. But somehow, Tracy mistakenly fell into her trap instead." Adam's lips curled into a knowing smile. It wasn't a mistake. It was Celine who arranged for Tracy to fall into the trap. This was all part of her plan. Leo immediately understood. Mrs. Alvarez is truly remarkable. Indeed, she was. She single-handedly orchestrated her revenge and turned the Tate family against each other. Okay. Adam also recalled how Celine had effortlessly exposed Tracy's schemes just a few days ago. Furthermore, there was also the incident at the bar where she managed to expose the fake friendship between Tracy and Carly with just a few words. And tonight, she had turned Sonia's birthday celebration into a night no one will ever forget. Yes, they will never forget. Adam couldn't help but see her in a new light. Though she appeared delicate, she carried an incredible resilience within her. She had a way of turning every setback into an opportunity, never letting anything or anyone bring her down. So let's go. Initially, she had dismissed her as a simple woman whose entire world revolved around him. However, he slowly began to see different sides of her, each more captivating than the last, drawing him closer to her. Leo's voice interrupted his thoughts. Mr. Alvarez, I can't believe that Mrs. Alvarez's own mother would do that to her. I feel bad for her. Leo's words stirred something unfamiliar within her. He felt a sense of pity for her. It was something he hadn't expected to feel. Celine stayed in the room the entire time. She dared not venture outside. She curiously wandered around Adam's room. The interior of the room was sleek and modern, yet it gave off a cold, impersonal vibe, much like its owner. Of course, what do you expect? He designed his room the same way he designed his house, like his aura. Suddenly, a deep and magnetic voice echoed from behind her. What are you looking at? Celine turned around instinctively and noticed Adam standing behind her. She wasn't sure when he had returned. She froze on the spot. She felt guilty for being caught snooping around. It was clear that he had seen her wandering around this room just moments ago. Flustered, she took a step backward. However, she accidentally dumped her knees at the edge of the bed. She ended up losing her balance and fell onto the bed. Her face flushed with embarrassment. She desperately wanted to crawl into a corner and hide. Just as she was about to get up, Adam was already standing next to the bed, towering over her. Seated on the bed, Celine looked up at him. With his towering 6 feet 3 inches frame, he made her feel rather small in comparison. Have you taken anything for the aphrodisiac? I could help you if you like, Celine, Celine said, attempting to ease the tension between them. Adam continued to stare at her. The corner of his lip tucked upwards into a teasing smile. You want to help me? Okay, so let's go to chapter 64. Chapter 64. Celine couldn't help but wonder what Adam meant by that. After all, he had inhaled the traces of aphrodisiac. Why would she refuse to help? She paused for a moment, then it clicked. Her face turned bright red, and she quickly waved her hands in embarrassment. I didn't mean it like that. I can help you in another way. Oh, Adam raised an eyebrow, a playful smirk tugged at his lips. Seeing her panic reaction, he couldn't help but tease her. What other way? Celine was left speechless. He was doing this on purpose, wasn't he? He was toying with her innocence. Adam stood right in front of her. He was wearing a pair of well-tailored trousers. An expensive leather belt accentuated his narrow waist. Her gaze darted away awkwardly. Suddenly, Adam reached out to cap her face in his palms. He asked in a playful tone, what are you looking at now, Celine? Earlier, she had been wandering around his room. Now her gaze lingered on him. Celine didn't know how to respond. I wasn't looking at anything. I want to go home now, she blurted, attempting to get up and leave. Adam stopped her. His hands remained steady on her face. Why were you sent to the countryside back then? A hint of confusion flashed across Celine's eyes. She lifted a gaze to meet his. Was it because nobody wanted you? His words struck a nerve. Before she knew it, tears began to well up in her eyes. His words stank. She was hurt that everyone in the world had abandoned her. She was even more hurt that the man who had once promised to come back for her never returned. Her eyes filled with deep sorrow. Standing where he was, Adam had the power to protect anyone he wanted to. Adam couldn't help but feel a deep sense of pity for her. As he looked down at Celine, seated vulnerably on the bed, the sight of her tear-filled eyes tugged at his heart. It felt as if she was silently calling out to him, to want her, to protect her. There was an undeniable attraction that was pulling him in. The strong desire which he had worked so hard to suppress began to surface once again. Suddenly, he pinched her soft cheeks playfully. Her lips parted in surprise, exposing the delicate pink of her tongue. He swallowed her and quickly released his grip on her face. His breath became heavier. I need to cool off, he muttered and quickly disappeared into the bathroom. Celine remained seated on the bed. Deep down, she knew that she didn't need anyone to rely on. However, whenever Adam was around, she couldn't help but find herself longing to lean on him. The man who had once promised to care for her when no one else did. But deep down, she knew it was impossible. He didn't want her. He only wanted Kali. He only wanted Kali. Guys, I've been struggling with my eye for the whole week, guys. I think I should be wearing sunglasses because the ring light is reflecting on my eye. Her eyes filled with deep sorrow. Standing where he was, Adam had the power to protect anyone he wanted to. Adam couldn't help but feel a deep sense of pity for her as he looked down at Celine, seated vulnerably on the bed. The sight of her tear-filled eyes tugged at his heart. It felt as if she was silently calling out to him to want her to protect her. There was an undeniable attraction that was pulling him in. The strong desire which he had worked so hard to suppress began to surface once again. Suddenly, he pinched her soft cheeks playfully. Her lips parted in surprise, exposing exposing the delicate pink of her tongue. He swallowed her and quickly released his grip on her face. His breath became heavier. I need to cool off, he muttered and quickly disappeared into the bathroom. Back at the Tate Manor, the living room was in complete disarray. Wayne and Hazel had stormed out with Tracy muttering curses under their breath as they left. Sonia, on the other hand, was so enraged by the turn of events that she ended up being rushed to the hospital. The grand birthday banquet had turned into an utter disaster, making the Tate family the laughing stock of Mercy. Kali sat on the sofa and clenched her teeth in frustration. Suddenly, a thought struck her. Where was Adam? All the guests had left, but he was nowhere to be seen. Adam, she called out. Chapter 65. Kali received no response from Adam. Outside the Tate Manor, Heidi was busy seeing off the remaining guests with a false smile. He bid his farewell to David and Robert. Mr. Weston, Mr. Lannon, about our collaboration. David glanced at Hayden's bruised face and chuckled. Mr. Tate, you might want to get that check out first. With that, they got into their cars and drove off. Hayden returned to the living room. His face was dark with anger. He walked up to Lucy and roared, "Look at what you've done. You made me look like a complete fool." Lucy was still reeling from the fiasco herself. She didn't understand what went wrong. She thought she had everything planned out perfectly. She tugged at Hayden's sleeves. "Honey, please, let me explain." Hayden immediately pushed her away and picked up his blazer. "I never want to see you again." With that, he stopped off. He stood there frozen on the spot with the large scratch marks on her face and neck. She looked like a complete mess. At first, she thought of taking this as an opportunity to rekindle with Hayden. She didn't expect that this would drive him further away. She turned to Kali and desperately clutched at her arm as if she was grasping for a lifeline. "Kali, please, let me explain." But Kali pushed her away coldly. "Mom, what's gotten into you lately? I'm so disappointed in you." Hearing Kali's remarks, Lucy sit inwardly. This was all Celine's fault. Everything, they blame it on Celine. You plotted against her and it backfired to you, and now you're blaming her for that. Suddenly, Hansel ran up to her and dropped to his knees. "I'm sorry, Aunt Lucy." She immediately grabbed Hansel by the collar. "Hansel, what happened? Why was Celine replaced by Tracy?" Hansel tried his best to gather his thoughts. "Aunt Lucy, I can't seem to remember what happened exactly. I remember seeing Mr. Alvarez. Then Tracy showed up not long after. I had already inhaled the aphrodisiac at that point and I couldn't tell who was who." Kali jumped up from her seat in shock. "What did you say? Adam was in the room too?" It was no wonder that she couldn't find him. Hansel nodded. Suddenly, Lucy's eyes lit up. She grabbed Kali's wrist abruptly and said, "Kali, hurry up, go find Mr. Alvarez immediately." Kali was puzzled. What? If Mr. Alvarez was in that room, that means that he must have inhaled the aphrodisiac. We haven't lost just yet. Hurry up and go find him. You mustn't lose your chance of becoming his woman tonight. Kali's eyes widened in realization. Kali's eyes widened with realization. Why hadn't she thought of this earlier? If Adam was under the influence of an aphrodisiac, he would undoubtedly need her tonight. Kali bit her lips nervously. She hesitated. She had not fully given in to Adam just yet. She was always cautious about how she approached relationships, maintaining her boundaries until she felt it was truly the right time. That was why she only flirted playfully with him but never let things go further than that. Tonight, she was willing to make an exception on one condition. He had to divorce Celine. Lucy was right. They haven't lost just yet. Kali rushed off to find him a vicious milk tag on the corner of Lucy's lips. She refused to let Celine win. In her mind, she believed that as long as Adam loved Carly, there was no way that Celine would win. Back at Westwood Villa, Adam was still in the shower. Celine, on the other hand, was prepared to leave. Although Adam had inhaled the aphrodisiac, he clearly didn't need to help. Therefore, there was no reason for her to stay. Suddenly, her phone rang. It was Nathan. Celine answered the phone. Celine, where are you? Let's go racing tonight. Nathan's lively voice echoed through the phone. Just then, the bathroom door opened and Adam stepped out. His body was surrounded by a cold mist from the shower. Chapter 66. Adam had just stepped out in his black silk pajamas when he overheard Nathan inviting Celine to hang out. When Celine turned and saw Adam, she said to Nathan, I will call you back later. After ending the call, she turned back to him. I'm leaving, Mr. Alvarez. She went to grab her bag. Adam's voice rang out. Are you leaving to hang out with Nathan? Celine didn't answer and turned to leave, but Adam grabbed her wrist in one swift motion. Celine froze. His body radiated a scorching heat. His fingers burned against her skin. The cold shower he had taken not only failed to cool him down, but seemed to intensify his restlessness. She tried to pull away, but Adam shoved her against the wall. How far have you gone with him? Have you slept with him yet? A loud slap echoed through the room. The phone in Celine's hand dropped, breaking into pieces. The dim light in the room cast shadows as Adam's figure pressed her frame against the wall, demanding to know if she had slept with another man. Can you imagine the incompatibility? Celine's lashes fluttered as she glared at him with both anger and humiliation. That's none of your business. Adam spoke mockingly. He had been dragged, but he believed he could control it. Yet the way she had looked at him earlier had ignited the fire inside him, and no amount of cold showers could extinguish it. Yet she wanted to live with another man. Adam's gaze fell from her face to her soft lips. He reached out and traced his finger across her lips. Do you prefer my kisses or Nathan's? Celine remained silent. This lunatic. She tried to push him away. Let me go. Before she could finish her sentence, Adam lowered his head and captured her lips. Celine widened her eyes in shock as her mind went blank. How dare he kiss her? His kiss was fierce and domineering, his lips crushing against hers. Celine struggled to breathe and screamed in protest. Adam, stop. He murmured hoarsely. Celine, help me. Her body felt cool against his burning skin. Being near her was an addiction. Celine tried to push him away in fear, but he gripped her even tighter. Adam, calm down. I can help you, but not like this. Celine shrieked. Her voice broke into a sharp cry, sending a jolt through Adam. His gaze darkened at her. His lips moved from her cheeks to her hair, planting kisses along the way. Celine, do you like me or Nathan? He caged her in and demanded an answer. It was playful yet vulgar, the way he was humiliating her. Celine's legs trembled and she could barely hold her weight. She twisted her head, trying to avoid his kisses. Adam, let me go. Just then, a knock at the door interrupted them, followed by the voice of a maid outside. Mr. Alvarez, Miss Carly is here. Okay, guys, so I went to eat breakfast, and when after I ate the breakfast, I got tired. I got tired. You know how it feels. So I got a bit lazy after eating the breakfast. So let's continue, guys. Chapter 67. Anyways, I don't know how to apply makeups, guys, so forgive me. And I'm not even ashamed of it. I need to go to salon to apply makeups, and by the time it gets home, it will be, some way. So I think the best way is for the person to come home and do it for me. But now life have taught me not to let anyone into your home, so I'll rather go and learn it myself, and I haven't had time to learn it, but I'm trying my best. I will learn it. Or hire someone to teach me in the house, and then I can take a week to learn, right? And I'll start applying it myself, right? So Carly was here. Adam froze and he quickly snapped out of his senses. He lowered his gaze, now filled with regret and frustration. What was he doing? How could he be doing this with Celine? Celine felt the pressure on her body ease as Adam released her. Stay here, don't go out. Stay here, don't go out. After leaving her with those words, he turned and walked away. He must be going to see Carly. Adam could leave without hesitation when Carly was mentioned, despite being consumed by desire moments ago. Celine felt the burning blush on her cheeks fade, and she sneered at herself. Why did it feel like she had become the mistress despite being Adam's wife? It was as if she was sneaking around with Adam behind Carly's back. What a cruel joke. What would he do with Callie? He probably finished what he started with her. Celine knelt, picking up the shattered pieces of her phone from the carpet and carefully reassembling them. Soon, her phone's ringtone broke the silence. It was Lucy. Celine answered, and Lucy's cheerful voice came through. Celine, Callie must have gone to find Mr. Alvarez, right? Celine's gaze sharpened, and she stayed silent. Lucy chuckled. Celine, I'm guessing you were with Mr. Alvarez, but now that Callie is here. Sorry, but now that Callie is there, I'm sure he will abandon you. By the way, Callie slept in Mr. Alvarez's bedroom when he brought her to Westwood Villa. Who cares? Celine hung up the phone. She turned her gaze toward the bed in the room, the very bed that Callie had apparently slept in just days ago. At Tate Manor, Lucy hung up with a satisfied smile. Hansel gritted his teeth. Aunt Lucy, Celine caused this whole mess. Are we going to let her off the hook? Lucy's eyes gleamed. If I'm not mistaken, Celine's adoptive father should be out of prison now. Hansel's anger faded, and he grinned. You mean Larry? He was just released a couple of days ago. Celine has made something of herself now. She married Adam, the richest man in Mercy, and even got on Mrs. Alvarez Senior's good side. It's time we brought her adoptive father over so he can enjoy life with his daughter. Lucy smirked. Hansel nodded. Leave this to me, Aunt Lucy. He added, Celine was crazy when she was a kid. She blinded Larry and sent him to prison. Lucy laughed. Did Celine think the show was over? No, the show was only starting. She can't wait to see if the Alvarez family will accept Celine's past. Adam entered the study to meet Callie. A few days ago, he had brought her to Westwood Villa. She was the first woman he had ever brought there, so the maids had let her in. But Callie wasn't there when Adam entered the study. Where had she gone? Just then, two hands covered his eyes from behind. Callie's playful voice rang out. Surprise! Adam pulled her hands away and turned to see the beautiful Callie. He sat down on the couch. What brings you here? She looked at him seductively before removing her coat. The coat slid off her shoulders and landed on the carpet, leaving her in a spaghetti strap dress. Callie has trained in dance since childhood and spent a fortune on skincare every month. Her skin was fair and smooth, and her figure was curvy yet graceful. The dress only further brought out her curves. Chapter 68. Adam's eyes swept over Callie, seeing her attempt at seduction. His gaze briefly dropped to her alluring figure. Callie had always been famous around Varsity. Any woman that caught Adam's eye was bound to be extraordinary. Noticing his stare, Callie quaked an eyebrow teasingly. She stepped forward and boldly climbed onto Adam's lap. Her fingers teasingly poked at the solid muscles of his chest. Adam, your muscles are so hard. She continued flirtatiously. Were you surprised I'm giving myself to you? Callie acted as though she was present, wrapped up and ready to be claimed. Adam stared at her, smug expression, but didn't respond. She wrapped her arms around his neck. Adam, do you want me? If you do, you will have to sign this first. With that, Callie pulled out a document. Adam glanced at it. It was a divorce agreement. Adam, I want you to sign this and divorce Celine immediately. Otherwise, you are not getting me. Callie was convinced she could control him. After all, how could she resist a beauty like her? But Adam remained indifferent. Is the Tate family that eager for me to divorce Celine? Callie froze. What? All of you must be disappointed that your plan to catch Celine and Hansel in bed didn't work out, right? Adam observed. Callie's eyes widened, and her gaze met Adam's sharp eyes. He was looking at her calmly. Adam pried her hands off his neck. Celine is still my wife. I don't want to see anything like this happen again. With that, he pushed Callie off him and stood up before walking away. Callie was tuned. She had come here confident, offering herself as a bargaining chip to force Adam to divorce Celine, thinking this would be the start of their relationship. But it didn't go out as planned. Adam's focus hadn't been on her at all. He even said Celine was still his wife and told her not to pull such stance again. Was he warning her for Celine's sake? Callie quickly ran and hugged Adam from behind. Adam stopped. Adam stopped. Callie's hands began roaming across his chest. She could feel the heat radiating from his body. Adam, don't go. He was clearly affected. How could he still resist? Adam had indeed been affected by the aphrodisiac, and his time with Celine had left him burning with desire. Not to mention, Callie was a beauty and was tempting him. But Adam removed her hands again. I'm not in the mood tonight. What? Callie froze. Adam added, I will have the driver take you home. Then he left. Callie, still dressed in her revealing dress, stomped her foot in frustration. Adam, how could he walk away? Callie's instinct told her that Adam no longer viewed her the same way he used to. But why? So this is where we end, and we are going to continue with the next chapter, which is, I read to chapter 68. So we are going to end here. I don't really understand. Guys, I want to ask you, Adam, Celine was dragged some time ago. She went to Adam to help him. And I believe you are all adults, so you understand when a woman, I don't know about this, how do I explain it? You know, feel the need to have sexual intercourse with someone or be aroused, something like that. But then Celine went into the same situation. She went to Adam. And then Carly called Adam and gave him ultimatum. That's Adam. If you don't come to the club, I'm dragged. And if you don't come to the club, I'm going to sleep with any man that I see here. And Adam left Celine. She was also dragged and went to Carly. And now Mr. Almighty Arrogant Adam is also dragged and he wants Celine to help him. Can you imagine that? So guys, what will you do if you were in Adam's situation? Seriously guys, the story is interesting though, but it really annoys me how Celine was able to tolerate all this, because trust me, I wouldn't. So I wonder how Celine tolerated all this. Okay, but then such is life. So I'll see you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys again in the next chapter, which I'm going to continue after this. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.